I have no idea where this drawing is going to take me, but I just go ahead and start, and lo and behold, Mr. Miserable shows up. This guy looks like he's surrendering to some like army or something, and I thought, you know what, if he's so sad and maybe he needs a buddy, so misery loves company, so now there's two of them. And then I say, all right, great, this is going somewhere. I'm getting an idea now. I had nothing when I started, but here it is. Two guys in hell, but maybe even a third, but his fingers are going to interfere with the space on the right where the third guy can go. That's when the idea comes. Well, if there's not enough room, why not have this guy being poked in the eye by his buddy in hell? The three of them, literally now in hell, or at least he's in hell. He's like in a double hell. And so he's going to be the one that we focus on. Now, in the United States and many countries, we read from left to right. So he's going to be the one that as we move our eyes along the drawing, our eyes land on him. So we want to be sure that that really sells. We want to get this to be funny and readable that he's being poked in the eye. Now, this is not going to be a Doodie Man cartoon, but this guy looks suspiciously like Doodie Man. Not that Doodie Man has done anything ever that would justify him being sent to hell, right? Right. You know, sometimes I like to dress up as Doodie Man. That's not weird, is it? April Fools. So we've established that Doodie Man does not deserve to be in hell, and this won't be a Doodie Man cartoon, so now it's just about drawing some faces and again finding that right acting. This is really about acting. Animators, they often say cartoonists are shy actors. They're great at putting acting in until they can't. I can't come up with a good face, so what I do is I go work on this guy instead. I wanted his acting to be even more over the top. And so go ahead and change it. He was the first guy I drew, but got to change him because why? This guy here doesn't have it. This guy, he's the one who's got it. And he's great until then you gotta be willing to kill your young. Is that what they say? Kill your babies. So I'm going to change these eyes, and here's why. If we're going to be sort of reading from left to right across this drawing, we're going to want the star to be on the right and his acting to take precedence. The punchline is on the right-hand side. So we don't want the guys on the left to be too over the top. We want the viewer's eyes to settle on his open eyes and the action of the fingers going into the eyeballs. And also think about this in real life. You walk into a room, everybody's got their eyes shut except for one person. You're going to look at that person. It's human nature. So everything's perfect except for one thing. I hate this guy's face. So goodbye, time to redo. And I just keep going. I keep going until all of a sudden, bam-o, there it is, perfection. Not perfection, perfection. And now that he's revealed himself to us, it's just about putting them into hell. And I like the idea of having them in the lava right there, and just treat it the way you would water, but go ahead and make it look like pools of water. And this is my favorite kind of joke, when people are in pain, but then you've got somebody who's like selfish or sort of narcissistic, and they're like in more pain. To me, it's always very effective. Like Larry David is that way. There's a scene in the Naked Gun movie where O.J. Simpson's getting shot like 6 times in the chest by a bunch of dudes, and he falls backwards and he hits his head on this pipe. Ow! And it's clear that it hurts more than getting shot in the stomach. And then they do a second joke where he falls over to the right and he puts his hand on a stove, and once again he's like, ow! And they really frame it nicely where at first they don't reveal the stove. So the first accident with the head on the pipe happens, and then they pan to the right and they reveal the stove. And then they do something else cool, which is, how do you make it really clear that a stove is hot? What they do is make a little door on the stove that shows like the coal burning inside. Kind of like this cartoon that I did of this devil and angel character together, and showing that the devil and the angel are similar and their passions come from the same place and maybe they're not so different. But what they did was they put this kind of a door onto the stove so that when he gets over there, it is sparkling crystal clear that this is something you do not want to touch, but ow! Touch it, he does, and it's one of the funniest gags I've ever seen. And if I could get half of that energy into today's drawing, I would be willing to spend the rest of my life in hell with these three. With these three. What the heck is this? Yeah, no, not these. Yeah, okay, so with these three, with these three, what is that? With these three. Now, there's one more thing that we can do here to help our viewer know that this is definitely in hell, and it's about a power play, and it's about framing it nicely and doing a composition that includes, you guessed it, the what do they call him, the Prince of Darkness or Lucifer or all that. And the reason that we're doing 2 here, or I'm doing the mirror image, is because why not? let's go ahead and bookend it so that we've got one on the left and one on the right. Dark black silhouette, that's how we drop him in, but the eyeball often will go to what's darkest on the screen, and we don't want that. We want the eye to go to our guys in the middle. We want the joke of them, the devils, to be in the background, so we put them in silhouette. We also put them lower than the devils. The devils are in power, they are dominating, so they are higher in the composition. That's right. Let's have him say something. I think an exclamation to exaggerate the, or it could be not ouch. It could be, well, you decide. How about that? Write it in the comments. What do you like most? Please click subscribe and write in the comments if you like hey or ouch. I like them both. I can't decide. You help me. Thank you. Oh, and look for me on Patreon soon. Take care.